Oh, sorry. So hello everyone, my name is Becky with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today we are going to be doing our command overview. So we will be going through the ins and outs of command, the different things that can be done within command. I will go ahead and give you a heads up that this is a lot of information for an only an hour course. So we will be moving a little bit fast and it will be more of an overview. So definitely overview status. We do have separate classes that cover pretty much everything in detail. So today's is just an overview. But again, we have classes that cover a lot of it and we'll talk about that as we go through as well. Before we get started though, if you have any questions as we go through, please go ahead and drop them in the chat as you have those questions. I'll do my best to get them answered in real time. A lot of times, for the sake of timing, I will save those questions for the end, just so I can make sure, again, I get through all of the information we have to cover today. And that way I can also just make sure that I can give you a good quality answer without trying to squeeze it in while my brain is elsewhere in the class. So I will see it if it's something that I can answer real quick in the moment. I absolutely will. Otherwise, I will save your questions for the end. I just didn't want you to think that I'm ignoring you if I don't answer your question right away. I promise you, I am not ignoring you at all. I just want to make sure that I can get through all of today's class as well as make sure I give you a good quality answer at the same time. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and keep jumping in here. Also, I guess more further ado. If you are watching this back on recording, if you have any questions, you can feel free to reach out to us via email. Our email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. I'm going to go ahead and drop that email address in the chat for everyone here with me live as well. You are more than welcome to reach out to us via email if you have questions, you're running into any snags with any of this. We're here to help out. Feel free to shoot us an email. Today's class recording will be available on our YouTube channel in about 24 to 48 hours. We do aim for end of business day, but sometimes it can take a little bit longer to get those uploaded, depending on uploading speeds and things like that. So when it is uploaded, you will be able to find it on our YouTube channel. Just drop that link in the chat. We are Scott Leroy Marketing on YouTube. When you are on our YouTube channel, we do always recommend looking for the most recent videos. Things are always changing, both with command and the services that we offer here at Scott Leroy Marketing. So the easiest way to find those most recent videos is using this videos tab right here. It will put our videos in reverse chronological order. In other words, the most recent video will be up at the very top, and they will get older the further down you scroll. So definitely take a look at those. We put out tip videos as well as class recordings all the time, so you can definitely find those there. You can also use the search feature and search. We'll say command overview real quick, and you will see those videos pull in. Now, I want to highlight this because these videos do not pull in order. It's just based off of YouTube's algorithm, so unfortunately, it's not something we're able to control on our end. If we could, we absolutely would. But you can see the dates here. You can see how long ago it was here. So just keep an eye on those dates to make sure you have the most up-to-date video. You may have to scroll a bit. Let's see here. We're scrolling. The most recent one should be from 13 days ago, roughly. So again, that one may be easier to find in the videos tab. We do this class more frequently than a lot of our other classes, so you may have to scroll further unless you just go over to the videos tab. Oh, wow. Usually there's 1 month ago, so that's more up to date. But yeah, just something to keep in mind when you're on here. Just use the videos tab. Just make sure you're looking for the most up-to-date video. If for some reason you can't find the most up-to-date video or what you're watching looks outdated, feel free again just to shoot us an email, support@scottleroymarketing.com. We are more than happy to help find an updated video for you or help point you in the right direction if our team is still working on creating those videos. So again, just feel free to reach out to us if for some reason something doesn't look right in those videos. We'd be more than happy to help out however we can. All right, now without further ado, we're going to jump into today's class. So again, command overview. We're going to start out by going to agent.kw.com. I'll drop that in the chat as well, agent.kw.com. That is how you are going to access your command. And when you go there, you're going to get this screen right here asking you to enter your username and password. So you'll sign in with those. Now, important to note, your username is not case sensitive, so you can change this up however you need to, however you want to with your capitalization. It does not matter. We can make that all caps. We can make it all lowercase. capitalization does not matter. It does matter when it comes to your password. Also with your password, if you are copying and pasting it from somewhere else, especially if you like double click to select the text for your password, just make sure it grabs any special characters. Double clicking tends to miss those. And also make sure it doesn't grab a space before or after the password. If there's a space before or after the password, it will give you an error that you have the incorrect password. So just make sure you double check that. If you're getting an error, just click this I icon, or if you're not sure what you've entered, just click that I icon. It will show you your password. If you've forgotten your password or you need to reset it, you can just click this forgot password button. It is going to send it's going to ask for your username. You'll enter that in. Once you've entered that in, it will send a verification code over to your recovery email that you have on file. I'll show you where you can find that as well. You would also generally need it to sign into Command for the first time. There's a couple other places that you would need those. If for some reason you do not have access to the email it is sending it to, feel free to reach out to us or your Market Center staff. We're more than happy to help get that updated for you. I will show you where you can update it within Command once you are inside Command. But again, if you can't get into Command, you can't update it within Command. So I'll show you how we can do that if you are in your Command account and need to change that. So I'm just going to go ahead and click sign in. And it may send a verification code. Tends to send those when you're signing in for the first time, signing in on a new device, or signing in for the first time in a while, or if you've like cleared your cache and cookies and things like that, it will generally require a verification code. It didn't this time, but if yours requires a verification code, just grab that from your recovery email. It would be a personal non-KW email. So whichever email that would be for you, generally check that, and you'll be able to get in. So once we are in Command here, this is our Command home. Now your dashboard here is going to be fairly customizable. So we can click this customize button in the top right corner, and we can go in, we can add in different widgets. We can move those widgets around. We can move them wherever we want them. So we can put tasks up at the top, and then new leads to claim right underneath, and we can apply that, and it will show them here. So it will rearrange our screen here depending on how we order it. Now, your leads never contacted, recently active, birthdays, and anniversaries, those 4 will remain up here. They can't be adjusted or removed or anything like that. So those 4 will stay there in that order, looking the same. But other than that, this part is going to be fairly customizable. So for today's class, we're going to be working our way across the top bar here, and then we're going to come back to the command section and work our way down the left-hand side. So these are our different applets, but we'll start out with working our way across the top. So the first thing you see is command, which is where we currently are. We will again circle back to command more. Next we have connect across the top. Now connect is going to be a resource library for you. So you can find self-study courses from KW. You can find articles and videos and a ton of resources for you as you as you're working in real estate. So we can go learning here. We can click this take a class or go to the Connect library. We can also toggle over to events, either on the left-hand side or where I just clicked it there. Now the events is going to show your events calendar, and it will show Market Center events, it will show regional events, and it will show KWRI events. Now there's something to note here that if you are not seeing any events on this events calendar, that is not necessarily something to be concerned about. A lot of market centers don't actually necessarily use this fully. So if you're not seeing events, I would just recommend reaching out to your market center staff, see if there is an events calendar for your market center specifically, and I'm sure they'll be happy to help get you connected to that if you are not seeing the events here. So again, not all market centers utilize this events calendar. Everyone's a little bit different. Perks of being individually owned and operated. So you may have different options in there, but you can see different events, including KWRI events like Maggie's Camp and things like that. Alrighty, so back to our learning. So if we go over here under learning, you'll see a couple different things down here, just like self-study classes, KW University courses, playbooks, one-page systems, and learning command. You can scroll down and see some other recommendations. I'm going to go up to this learning tab here, and I'm going to click that down arrow. You can either click saved to see any that you have bookmarked, or you can go browse all, which is where I'm going to go. And here it's going to show you the Connect library. So you'll see the KW University courses. So they have some self-study courses as well as material for other courses that your Market Center may be teaching, like Ignite or Value Squared or Quantum Leap or something like that. You may have those being hosted by your Market Center. So you may see that. You may want to check out those courses here. They have some topics on listings, working with buyers, lead generation, market of the moment. They have a lot of options through here. I'm not going to go through every one individually. I'll just scroll real quick so you can see they have a lot of options here. Now, one I do want to highlight is our Welcome New Associates section right here. If we scroll up to the top, you can also search New Associates and it will pop it up for you so you don't have to scroll down to find it. It can find it for you. But under Welcome New Associates, I recommend checking out the New Associate Essentials, especially if you are looking for your logos, your Market Center logos, KW logos, things like that. And the New Associate Essentials is where you would find that. We can click this bookmark in the top right corner to bookmark it and add it to our learning. So we can find it under the Saved tab over here. But we can go down here. We have some quick links. So logos and branding is up at the top. Red Label Store, Profit Share, Health, Vision, and Dental Benefits. They have some skill builders and inspirational videos here as well. I'm going to go to logos and branding just to show you this real quick. So we'll go in here. Give it a second to load. There we go. So you'll have the brand resources, so your KW identity and style guide. I strongly recommend checking that out. It will provide some guidelines for KW's brand compliance, so I definitely recommend checking that out. But also, especially, they have the color hex codes. So if you are looking for the exact shade of KW red, you want to use that, or the different grays that they use or things like that, the identity and style guide does have those color codes in here so that you're able to just find them and use the same color to make sure your branding is consistent color-wise. So I definitely recommend checking that out, as well as making sure, obviously, you're staying compliant with Keller Williams guidelines for promoting. The ownership statement, onboarding guide, primary logo collection, we can click download now. Right here, it will download as a zip file. And in that zip file, you'll have different color variations as well as file types. So EPS, JPEG, PNG, you should have those options through here. Now the primary logo collection is just going to be KW with Keller Williams. I will show you down below. There's also an example down below, so I can show you what that looks like. But if you're looking for your Market Center logo, you're just going to simply scroll down a little bit, and then you're going to see this section right here with your Market Center logos. So you can just go ahead and enter in either your Market Center number or your Market Center name, either way. So you can go ahead and do that. Market Center number is definitely going to be probably the easiest way for you to find that. There are, especially like big cities like Atlanta, they may have a ton of different offices, or a lot of, market centers use the same DBA name or similar DBA names for their market center. Like there's a lot of Keller Williams Elite and things like that. So just something to keep in mind. Market Center number is going to be probably the easiest since it is the most specific. Feel free to ask your Market Center staff if you are unsure what your Market Center number is. Also, if you search for your Market Center here, it will tell you what the Market Center number is underneath it. We'll go ahead, you can click on that. We'll give you a preview of the logo, and you can click download logo. Again, it will download a zip file with the color combinations, the different file types. You'll have those options there. And then down below, you'll also see more of those Keller Williams logo variations. So here's the primary logo that we talked about up above, as well as different variations of that logo, and then the informal KW logos as well. You can find those. All of these are zip files, same thing with different color combinations, file types, and stuff like that. So back out, I'm going to go back to our command home here. The next thing you're going to see on my screen at the top is Command MC. Most of you will not have access to Command MC. It's for your Market Center staff. I am going to skip over that for the sake of timing in today's class, as well as most of you won't need it. So we're going to skip over that. However, if you are in Market Center staff and you have any questions or you're running into any snags with Command MC, feel free to reach out to us via email. Again, the email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. We're more than happy to help out. We're here to support you as well. I'm just going to keep on moving along across the top though. The next thing you're going to see is this blue button that has the 3 stars and KWIQ or Quick. This is going to be KW's built-in AI assistant. So you can ask it questions about Command, you can ask it questions about real estate in general, if you're looking for a quick answer. Now, to be sure, it's AI, it's not perfect. So always make sure you're reviewing for accuracy, but it can definitely give you a good starting place and definitely can give you, be a helpful resource for you if you're looking for that. Next, you're going to see this like storefront logo. That is going to be the KW Marketplace. I'm going to open that up in a new tab. So basically, when Command was created, it was created by agents for agents. And so in keeping with that, they created KW Marketplace so that you can integrate a bunch of different tech that you may be using with your Command so that you can kind of just have everything in one place. That's the goal here. So you can go under technology and integrations. You can find things like Twilio. You can purchase more emails for Command email, BrokerBot, things like that. So there are a lot of integrations through here, a bunch of API Nation integrations as well. So you can definitely go check that out. They do have a ton of things in here where you can purchase a subscription to have that integrated with your Command directly. Next, you'll see this notification bell, and this is where you're going to see your Command notifications. So you'll see, like you can see here, tasks due. If you have any tasks due, it can depend on your notification settings, which we'll look at in just a second here. But you'll see notifications such as if you have submitted documents for compliance to your Market Center and they approve it, it will give you a notification here. If they reject it, you would get a notification here. If they conditionally approve it, obviously you'd get a notification as well as if they leave any comments on it, you would get notifications here as well. So it will just give you those notifications, contacts, and things like that. If you get a lead on your website and stuff like that, you'll see those notifications in here. You can filter here by the applet it comes from. Now, keep in mind, this is always going to be based off of what you specifically have access to. If you are Market Center leadership, you may have different options here. If you are on a team, you can also see some different options here. So it kind of just varies based off of what you have access to. So if you see something here that I have access to that you don't, it's not usually something to be worried about. Again, I do have Market Center staff access here, and so it's going to show a little bit differently than most of your accounts probably would. Just something to keep in mind, but you can filter by those different applets down there. We can mark them all as red. Once they've been marked as red, we have 90 days that we are still going to be able to see them under our red tab here. So you can go through and see those. We can also click this gear cogwheel up here at the top for our settings. So we can click on that. It will bring us to our notification settings. And then you will be able to control what those settings look like. So we can go here, again, based off of what applets you have access to. So we can go, everyone has contacts, so we'll go with that one. That's a pretty safe option. So I'll go contacts here. And then in here, you can go in and choose your notification type. If you get it as a desktop in-app, which is right here, mobile in-app, which would also be the bell in your Command app, and mobile push, whether your Command app gives you notifications to your phone for that specific thing. So you can go through, you can select or deselect the ones that you want it to have access to or to give you notifications for. You'll notice that there are a few that are locked fields. Those are just because they are super important that you get those notifications, like your contact import being complete, if it fails or partially fails, if the export is complete, things like that. So there are some that are locked just because they're essential, but otherwise you can definitely go in and play around with those settings to adjust your notifications to be what you would like them to be. back to our command home, and the next thing we're going to do is take a look at this drop-down menu that appears when we click our name here. Now, if you are on a team, you may see two different options here. You would see two different accounts. So you'll see your personal account, which is considered a personal business account. So it can look like a team account, and it will have your name, and then it will say business afterwards. It'll also show that you are the team leader or rainmaker for that. But you will also probably see, if you're on a team, you will see a different account here that you can toggle between your personal and your team accounts there. Then the first thing you're going to see is my profile. So we'll go over there. And under my profile, this is basically your internal facing information. So pretty much all of this is internal. The headshot that appears here, the biography, things like that. Those are going to be internal things. So they will show to your market center staff. They will show to other KW agents if they look you up in the referrals applet, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So those things, it will show to them. However, on your website and things like that, that information usually pulls from your marketing profile, which we will circle back to later on, closer to the end of class, just based off of where it is in command. So we can move through. But anyway, one thing that is going to show differently here, your languages, or not differently, sorry, that will show on your website. Your languages spoken, those will show on your website. I believe the specialties and designations are included in your marketing profile, so you wouldn't see those necessarily. Your real estate license number may also show on some different things. One thing to note here as well, if your real estate license number is not appearing here, or is appearing incorrectly, or it's showing expired, the expiration date is wrong, or anything along those lines, you would want to reach out to your market center staff. They would be able to add that on their end. It does have to be edited or added by market center staff directly. So if something's wrong there, or you're even not seeing your license number here, just reach out to your market center staff and they can help get that added for you. On the left-hand side, we're going to work our way through here real quick. So we have the My Profile, which is where we currently are. Next, you'll see My KW, and that will have your system information, so your KW UID and your KW start date. It will also have your KW email here. This is a demo account. Command does not allow us to have a KW email through this demo account. However, you would see your KW email information here. And next, you have your personal information, so your phone number and your KW Communications email. The KW Communications email is definitely something you want to make sure you have access to. Important notifications may come to that email, such as emails were sent out, for example, when DocuSign went away a month ago. So things like that, when there's big changes, KW does send out email notifications, and it will go to your KW Communications email. So make sure it's something you have access to and that it's something you check. And also, if you are exporting contacts, you do need to have access to the KW Communications email, and we'll kind of talk about that a little bit more in a little bit. Next, we have the account access section where you can update your username, you can reset your password, or you can see the password recovery email. So your password recovery email, this is the one we talked about earlier, the email you used for verification if you ever need to reset your password, or if you're just signing into command. So it's important to make sure you have access to this. Again, I know some people have joined in since then. If you cannot access your command because you do not have access to this recovery email, if you're like locked out in that sense, feel free to reach out to either us here at Scott Leroy Marketing, support@scottleroymarketing.com, or reach out to your market center staff. They'll have access to update that on their end to get you back into your account. We'll also, on the left-hand side, see this My Affiliations section right here. Now, you will generally see one that says My MLS as well. I think it's My MLS. They've changed the name of it a couple times, and I don't have an MLS ID in this account. So that will only show up if you do have a market center, or sorry, if you have an MLS ID added. The MLS ID does have to be added from your market center staff directly, similarly to the license number being added. So your Market Center staff does have to add that directly on their end. So if you're not seeing it, and you should be, just feel free to reach out to your Market Center staff. They can help get you hooked up there. And then also you'll see your Market Center name right here. So if you are with multiple Market Centers, you will see multiple Market Centers listed here. And then if you click on it, you're going to see the roles you have in that Market Center. So unlicensed associate, if your license has been activated or you've been activated as an agent in command by your Market Center, you would see that in here that you are a licensed agent. Now also, if you are added as an agent, you have been activated as an agent in command, you will also see your cap status here. So you will see both your royalty and your company dollar. It'll have like two little bar graphs that you can view where you're at with your cap, just so you can kind of keep track of that. Back out to our command home real quick. We'll go back to our drop-down menu. Next thing, we see Marketplace. We already covered that up here. Next, we have settings, and this is going to be some of those back-end settings where you can connect applications. For example, we have those integrations here, like Lone Wolf Transact, your Facebook, Instagram, or X. It's listed as Twitter, but you can connect X here. So Facebook, Instagram, Twitter /X, you will be able to connect those here for social post campaigns. If your Market Center uses Loop, you can also connect your Google Calendar and Gmail. And then you can scroll down to the email services section. You can manage your command email right here in order to change the reply to email and the sender name. And then also you can connect Twilio here. A lot of agents do like to use Twilio so that you can send automatic texts through command. It is not a requirement. You do not have to purchase a subscription unless you want to use Twilio, then you would have to purchase this subscription. But it is not required that you use Twilio. It's fairly low cost. You can purchase plans for under $5 a month. So it's not crazy pricey, but that is up to you and your business and what you want to do. There is no requirement for you to have and use Twilio. So I just always like to highlight that. It's definitely useful, but it is not required. There are workarounds for things like smart plans. So there are options to be able to use this without using Twilio. Left-hand side, we've got our general settings. You got your team management. So it will show if you are on a team, you will see your team information here. If you are just in your personal / business account, you will also see a team management tab. So this is where you can add a guest user to your account. So if you have maybe an admin or a transaction coordinator or something along those lines that you want to have access to your command without having to give them your login credentials, you can go in and add them as a guest user, and they would have access to whatever you give them access to. Notification preferences, the same thing we saw right here under this notification bell. We have our command settings, so we can go in and see applications. That's where it brought us originally. Contacts, you can see your contact archive. You can see your contact tags, do a database wipe, lead management, lead sources, as well as database cleanup to find duplicate contacts, as well as managing your custom fields. Opportunities, you can see the email update settings, the opportunity tags, you can see this as well. The opportunity archive is moved to the opportunities applet itself. So you aren't going to see that here, even though it shows up. Under reporting, activity tracking settings, marketing, default marketing accounts, smart plans, your designated agents, as well as the time and date settings. Tasks will have the time zone, and my logs will show your import and export logs. Now, we do kind of jump into all of those in our classes on those separate topics. So for example, contacts, we talk about the settings here as well as the logs down there. So we kind of jump into those more specifically. Connect settings, you're going to see marketing profile here, but it's actually been moved. Not sure when this will be fully updated. Hopefully soon. I think they just put it there in case someone's used to going through here, but they moved the marketing profile a little while ago. We have our global settings, so your languages and contacts. You may see Command MC settings. Again, it's for Market Center staff. You may see it. it just won't really do anything for you. So if you do see it, you can disregard it, not even need to worry about that. Next, we have command training section right here. This is going to bring you to the section in Connect on command. So your command training through Connect. So we've got that drop down menu. The next thing we have is this question mark in the top right corner. And if we click on that, we have the Keller Williams University, which is going to bring you to answers.kw.com, where KW has put together an article walking you through how to do pretty much anything and everything in command. So they have a lot of resources there, written step-by-step instructions that you can check out. You'll also see the option to chat with support, so you can chat with KW support directly, and they will help out via live chat. You can chat with them as well as post an idea. This will bring you to ideas.kw.com. I'm going to open that up really quick. But basically, like I said earlier, command was built by agents for agents. And so in keeping with that, KW welcomes agent feedback. Go to ideas.kw.com or follow the steps I just did from that little drop-down menu. And you'll have the option to go in. You can post ideas. Maybe there's a feature you want to see in command. You can go post your idea, or you can even look for other ideas that other agents have posted. And you can vote on them to let KW know that it's important to you as well. So KW cannot obviously guarantee that every feature will be implemented, but they do guarantee that they will read through every single one and they will consider every single idea that's posted here. I personally have seen them implementing ideas from ideas.kw.com, so I know they're actually doing something with it. So definitely recommend that. They do actually look through it. They do consider all of the ideas. So highly recommend that. If there's a feature you want to see in command that you're not seeing, that would be super helpful for you and your business. Odds are it may actually be added to command at some point. So they're always working on command and trying to make it the best option for you. So I definitely recommend making your voice heard by going to here to post an idea, or just ideas.kw.com. They'll bring you to the same place. Alrighty, we've worked our way across the top, and now we are going to work our way through the left-hand side of command. I know I said this at the beginning. I know we've had a bunch of people join in since then. This part, we're going to get a little bit faster. There is a lot of information to cover here. This is really just an overview. Each of these applets here, we have an individual class on, or actually in some cases, multiple classes on them. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what each of these applets can do. But I definitely recommend checking out our classes on those topics, specifically if you want or need more information on them. Those will definitely go more in depth for you. So the first one we have, well, first of all, we're going to click this red square with a white KW. We can expand that whole menu to see what each of them are. You can also click it again to minimize and hover over each one, and it will tell you. But after the home, we have our contacts applet, which is the square with the person inside of it. Contacts, fairly self-explanatory. It's where you can upload your database, you can import contacts, you can manage your contacts through here. You can also go in, we can go into an individual contact right here. We'll just grab that top one, and you can see the contact through here, so all of their details. On the right-hand side, you'll see the timeline of interactions with the contact. You can see any opportunities that they are assigned to. You can create opportunities through here. Smart plans, you can add them to a smart plan. You can see any tasks assigned, any notes you've created, and you can create saved searches for your contacts through here as well. So you can do some stuff through here. You can edit your contact, fill it out with a bunch of information. And you go back out here. So you can go through. We can also select and have some bulk actions appearing once we select contacts. So we can add a tag, we can add them to a smart plan, add notes, send one-off email, archive the contacts, or there's even more options through here. We also have a ton of filter options, and this is honestly one of my favorite things in the contacts applet in command is the filtering options, because they are very thorough. So you have a ton of options. We can filter by our contact type. We can filter by tags, which you can make whatever tags you want there to be. There's no limit on how many tags you can add to a contact. So you can add as many tags as you want to be able to easily filter your database. Lead source, where we got the lead from, team site connection, the assignee, collaborator, owner, especially for teams, neighborhoods that they are assigned to, recently active, created, modified, so on and so forth. And then there's even advanced filters if you want to get even more in depth with filtering. So there's a lot of options for filters, so you can find really whatever you need to find for your contacts in here. We can also, again, to export contacts, we talk about that a little bit. If you click these three dots, you can click export all contacts. It will send an email to your KW Communications email, which is the email that we looked at earlier. So make sure you have access to your KW Communications email. It will send a link there. You have 24 hours to use that link to download your contact file. Otherwise, it'll expire. If it expires, easy peasy, just go in to command and request a new one. No problem there. Next, we have our tasks applet, which is going to be a built-in to-do list. Now, tasks can be created individually right here. They're also assigned by smart plans and opportunities and things like that. So you kind of just have a list of everything from smart plans, tasks you've created on contacts, tasks you've created here. So it just kind of compiles all of the tasks into one place so that it's easy for you to find them. So you can go in, you can complete your tasks right here. So you can go in and mark tasks off. Once you've marked them off, you can go to this completed tab right here, and you'll see any that you have completed. Takes a second to load. There we go. Next, you can see any that have been archived as well. So if you have those that have been archived and you need to find them again, you can easily find them through there. Next, we have the Smart Plans applet. Now, through the Smart Plans applet, Smart Plans are basically a set it and forget it type of plan. So basically, you can start contacts on a Smart Plan to auto send emails. You can have it auto send text messages, which, again, if you have Twilio connected, is how you would auto send them. Otherwise, you can have it create a task for you to text the person individually. So there's options through there, but there's a lot of things you can do with Smart Plans. You can also download smart plans that other people have created and published. So you can go through, they have some that are featured up top. Keller Williams has created 12 different smart plans, 2 of which are for Breakthrough 120. They're at the very end. So it's really 10, although you can use these even if you're not doing Breakthrough 120. It probably just makes more sense in the context of Breakthrough 120. But they have a bunch of smart plans through here. Now, I like to always highlight this just because I think it's very important. The birthday and the home anniversary smart plans are definitely ones that you may want to check out if you are looking to do something for your contacts' birthdays and you want a smart plan for that. The KW birthday and home anniversary smart plans are the only 2 smart plans that are specifically coded properly to actually send on the contact's birthday or home anniversary as it is put in their contact. Any other birthday smart plan is going to trigger when you start it. So it would, if it's an email, it would send out an email when you start them on the smart plan or schedule it to start. And so you would have to go in and manually do that to make sure it's on the right date so that you're not, sending an email to a contact saying happy birthday when their birthday is not for another 7 months. So just something to keep in mind there. There's some top rated ones, new smart plans as well that have been created. You can also search up here by the author name, description, things like that to find more smart plans than you would find through here in general. Next thing we've got is our referrals applet. It's this location pin with a person inside of it. This is where you can send and receive referrals with other KW agents across the country. So we can go in here. We've got our dashboard, which just kind of gives us an overview of everything. Again, demo account, we don't have anything in here. So you would see invites, referrals, sent and received. Under my referrals, you would see sent and received or pending referrals. My network, you would see any agents in your network. We can also go to the map view. The map view is super cool. I love the map view. So you can go in here and we can zoom in on a specific area. Let's go Oklahoma City. Let's do it. So you can zoom in. Once you zoom in far enough, you will see a bunch of map pins start to populate. And all of these map pins are going to be different properties that were either listed or purchased where the agent was the listing agent or the buyer's agent. So each of these in the past 12 months. So this is production view. It automatically defaults to production view. So you can go in and you can see all of those. And again, each of those is going to show the agents that represented the purchase or the sale of that property right there. So definitely useful if you have, maybe you have an agent or you have a client that is looking to move to a specific neighborhood and you're looking to refer them and you want someone who knows that neighborhood. This is definitely a great place to find people who know those neighborhoods because it will show people who have sold, who have represented someone in that neighborhood in the past 12 months. So production view is only going to show people that have, or is only going to show agents that have production in the past 12 months. So if you are a brand new agent, maybe you just joined this week, you may not have production. That's perfectly normal, especially if you just joined this week. That's absolutely normal. But you may not have production showing for the past 12 months if you maybe just joined or whatever the case may be. In that case, you're not going to see yourself in this view. We can toggle to market center view right here and we can find based off of the market centers right here. So this is a market center right here, and you will see all of the agents in that market center, regardless of their production, just based off of that. We can search by associate names, things like that, and it will show you in there. Next, we've got my network. It would show any agents in your network here. We don't have anyone in our network. Again, it's a demo account, but you would be able to see where the people in your network are located. We'll also toggle down, we have referral patterns, and this part is really cool. I love the referral patterns feature. It's going to show you where people are moving to and from based off of the data of the referrals sent and received through command. So it's going to be between KW agents. It's not necessarily going to be referrals of all time, but you would still get a good idea of where people are moving to or from. So we can say, right now this is showing sent referrals. So when a referral is going out from Austin, Texas, where is it going? Now, a lot of the time, especially in bigger states or more populated areas, you're going to see them being, referred to someone else in that state or to a different spot in that same state. So you may see that for the first couple options over here, but then you'll see things like Chicago, Illinois, Orlando, Florida, and it will just give you a good idea of where you may need to find a referral partner. We can also, let's see, we did Oklahoma City. I can go back to that. And you can see, again, where they're going. First couple are Oklahoma as well. But then we've got some more options, Dallas, Texas, Fayetteville. So there's a ton of different things through there. So we can go in and then we can click on that and it would show us the breakdown of where people are moving to within Fayetteville, Arkansas. So you would see that breakdown through there as well. We can also toggle over to received referrals, and it will show where referrals are coming from when they are being sent to agents in Oklahoma City, where we have it currently set, wherever you have it set. And you can see where they're coming from. So a lot are coming from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Florida, Dallas, Austin, Houston, also Oklahoma City, Colorado Springs, a lot of different places through there. So it'll just give you a good idea of maybe where you want to find a referral partner. So we can see Tampa to Oklahoma City is apparently pretty big in the past 12 months. So maybe you want to find a referral partner in the Tampa area, just to kind of boost each other's business there. So definitely a great resource for you. We'll go back out. Next, we have opportunities. And opportunities are going to be, just may have to refresh if you get an error like that. Sometimes it's a little finicky with that. has been in the past week or so. So, but opportunities are where you track and enter your transactions in command. So it's going to be where you submit documents to your market center for compliance. It's going to be where you submit a commission request to your market center to be able to pay you. Very important things. So you will be able to create opportunities through here to, be able to track your transactions and submit them to your market center as well. Next, you have the marketing applet. And in the marketing applet, you have some different things you can do. We can create paid ads. We can create email campaigns, and there are designs for those email campaigns, so you can go in and create those. You can create a social post campaigns, or you can create a direct mail campaign to be able to send out postcards to your database, or if you're trying to farm a neighborhood or an area, you can do that as well and create direct mail campaigns to send out postcards. Next, we've got the reports applet where you can view a bunch of different reports. Now, keep in mind, similarly to our notifications, this is going to show based off of what we have access to. So you will probably see more reports on my screen than you would see on your own screen. That's perfectly normal. That's perfectly okay. It just kind of depends on your access levels. If you are market center staff, you're going to see more. If you're on a team, you may see some different options as well. But for the most part, it's going to be market center staff. And then you would just see your own personal ones through here. So we can go in. We can also see our favorites if we've starred any that we want to check. One I do like to highlight is the communication reports, since all the agents have communication reports in here. You can go in and see emails, so email reports, and you can see your email delivery and engagement, the emails that were delivered, undelivered, opened, clicked, replied to, unsubscribed from. So you'll see those options through here. You'll see your account usage, how many emails you've sent. So I know someone asked, is there a record of emails sent through command? When you send out command emails, you can see your usage here. You can view details and see where they were sent from. So smart plans, what the email subject was. So you have that through there, as well as what email it was sent to. So in that way, yes, there is a record of emails sent through command. So you would be able to find that in here, as well as through the contact timeline. If it's to a specific contact, you'll see those in there as well. Next, we have the listings applet, which is going to be built in to show your listings. You'll sync your MLS here. Now, this does not replace your MLS by any means. So I like to clarify that. I've gotten that question before. So it's not to replace your MLS. It just kind of consolidates your information so that you have everything in the same place. You can go in, you can create collections that you can share with people. You can search for specific listings. You can view your own listings through here. And so you can do some different things that you probably would be able to do in the MLS. It's just built into command. Again, does not replace your MLS by any means. So definitely recommend using both of them hand in hand and not just the listings applet there. Next, we have the websites applet. And this is where you will be able to go in and create your website. You can go in and make changes to your website and edit it and stuff like that. I do want to highlight our marketing profile here. It's under settings. So you can just click manage settings right here, and we'll be brought into our marketing profile. So we have two different parts to our marketing profile. We have the site settings, which is generally going to have your team settings, things like that. So you can go in, fill that out. Anything with a red asterisk is a required field, just something to keep in mind. But we can go in and set those up, make sure it has our contact information through here, and set up our website down here as well by claiming our subdomain as well. And then we also have the agent profile side of it. This is going to reflect on things like it will show on your website. So there is that part of it. It will still show on your website. It will also show, it will fill in merge tags on emails sent through command, smart plans, campaigns. It's going to pull information from here. So this is going to be more of your external facing information. So you'll be able to access it through here. You can go to referral links and grab your app URL as well for your consumer app if you're looking to share that. We'll go back out here, and next we have this manage website section here. So I do want to jump in here really quick. We do have two different classes on our website, on the websites. So definitely check those out if you'd like. But in here, you're going to see this very basic editor. You can add a couple of things, but there's not a whole lot you can do in this section here. We can add a blog post, or we can go to our design studio to change the color scheme, things like that. So you do have that option. But if we go back out here and we just click expert mode in the top right corner, this is where we actually do a lot of the custom pages and things like that. So this is where you would go in to create those custom pages, edit existing pages. You can do that through here. You'll see all of the pages that are created and published down here that you can go in and access to edit or anything like that. We can also view our website in browser if we just kind of want to preview it. We can see it through here as well, just take a look at what it looks like. So we have that option through there. So that really is all we have for our class today. If you have any questions, please go ahead and drop them in the chat. If you are not sticking around for questions, thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day and a fantastic week ahead.